Hey everybody, what's going on? Chris Stewart from Buns and Roses here with this week's Inter-Eruption, where we interrupt the way we normally think so we can erupt into the lives that we truly want and we truly desire. We know I got a lot going on. A lot of great things have been going on over here at Buns and Roses and in my life personally. And today we're going to take a moment to reflect back on the last 7 or 8 months that I've been doing this series of videos. You guys know that every time I bring up a challenge that most of us have, whether or not it's addiction or alcoholism or finances or relationships or anything, I always do one thing for you guys, right? And that is I always offer my number for you to call me or to text me if you want some help, because I'm right here to help you guys do anything. And that remains true today. So anyway, today we have a very special guest with us, and this is my friend Ashley. And here's the awesome thing about, well, not just Ashley, but when I first started doing the Interruption series, it was so I could come out and help people, right? And put this message out across the world with YouTube and see if anybody out there needed help that maybe didn't have access to it. And Ashley was the very first person that contacted me. And she had some challenges around an addiction and things like that in her life, and she reached out to me and we started working together. And now here we are, 7 months later, and she's been clean and sober for over 6 of that. So anyway, we're gonna talk a little bit to Ashley today because she wants to give the people listening to this hope now too, and talk about maybe some of the work that we did together and what she does on her own as well to maintain her sobriety and to do the things in her life now that she's always wanted to do. Okay, so here we go. So Ashley, why don't you say hi to everybody?
Hi guys.
All right. So Ashley, if you could, I'd like you just to go back about 7 months ago when before you kind of reached out to me, or maybe right as you saw the video, and just talk about what you were going through in your life and at what point you had finally come to, and then and maybe talk a little bit about once you saw the video, maybe what spoke to you or what made you finally reach out to try and get some help, so we can parlay that to other people.
Well, I had been trying to get clean on my own for a long time, and then I randomly saw this video to help me, and I just reached out to someone who knew what it was like, because he understood how I was feeling on a daily basis, and I was stuck, and I just couldn't get sober. It was I was sick every day. I was scared. I was really depressed, and he gave me help.
One of the things too that I want to make clear here is that when Ashley first started reaching out to me, not only was she not clean, but she did not get clean right off the bat. And that's one of the things that I always want to share with you guys, is that I knew how hard it was for her to do this, and so I didn't want to put any expectations or demands on her in the very beginning, saying, well, you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way, because what she had was willingness to do that. So can you kind of talk about working through that and not getting frustrated about continuing to do what you were doing there until you finally got the moment of kind of hope, and talk about the 3-day rule. I love the 3-day rule.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about that, and also what really kind of helped you in support from me, so that other people that are listening can provide that for other people.
You we built up to it. Like every day I was like, we're getting ready for it, and we set a date and a time, and I just kind of just planning it and I got some days off work, and I knew I could do the 3 days, and then one day we just set the date and I did it, and I stuck with it. I got really sick, and and now here I am.
Yeah. And the thing is, she got really sick, but she didn't die.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's one of the key things we want to talk about is, that 3-day rule. Nobody feels good doing it, but, at the end of it, man, look at this. You know what I mean? Look at that freedom and happiness. The next thing I want to talk a little bit about, Ash, is if you could just tell us, how has your life changed since you got sober?
I actually have a life now. I get out of the house. I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of fun. Most of my days are good days instead of being bad. And I have a lot of support. I just feel a lot healthier. Just happy. I'm just happy. A lot of hope.
Hope. That's key. I love that. She went from being a hopeless dope fiend to a dopeless hope fiend.
There
That's
you
what I always
go.
like to say,
I
right?
like it.
I like that too. Oh, that's good stuff. Okay, so Ashley, you know, thanks so much for being on the video today and sharing your story. And, you know, just to kind of end it, could you just give us a little bit about, like, you know, you used to be in your room and isolation and have no hope and you know, being in your addiction, and now if you could just kind of give us a, like, what's in store for Ashley coming up, you know, like what's the summer look like for you? You got some plans, like all the kind of things. Let's hear about what the freedom has allowed you to do now.
Yeah, I just stayed in my room, and I would wake up sick every day, and then I would have to go out and find, you know, what I needed. And now I have the freedom to, like, I was just telling him, like, I'm just always on the go now. It feels really cool. Like I never get bored anymore. Just super. I have plans. I have a lot of friends that were making plans. You know, like doing barbecues and gonna be swimming again and just all kinds of stuff. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be awesome. That's all I know.
It's gonna be awesome. That's all she knows. I like that. That's a great one. Well, you know, I couldn't be more proud of you, myself, and you've done such amazing work, you know, and all the work that we've done over the last 6 months, you know, like you've always remained willing, and you've done what it takes, and now, you know, we can see the benefits of all this hard work, and, you know, you're so awesome. So thanks for being on the video today, and thanks for reaching out and doing all that it took to become this beautiful smiling face now. Yay! Okay, well, you know, one of the other things we like to do here on The Interruption is God shots. So today I want to give you a little God shot, and I was just talking with Ashley about this as well, too. But, you know, one of the main things that I do every day, and I highly recommend to everybody else, is prayer and meditation. And about a week ago, I was doing a meditation, and it kind of came to me, you know, the story about David and Goliath. You know, and here's this lowly little shepherd boy, and nobody had any faith in him, and nobody really thought that what he had done in his life was, you know, he was going to be able to take care of Goliath, you know, slay this huge giant that was 10 times his size and could easily beat his ass, you know, if needed. But the difference is that God had chosen David to go in and to beat Goliath. And it was so crazy because this was my meditation, you know, and what I got from that was that God was telling me, like, hey, man, you're like David. You know, you've been doing a lot of stuff in your life that maybe nobody else would think could help other people. But I'm going to call on you, and you're going to come out, and you're going to help defeat the giants, and you're going to help other people get freedom for that. And I don't know if that giant means addiction or alcoholism. I don't know if it means, you know, helping people through relationship times or the loss of their kids, maybe from drug overdoses or whatever it is. But I know that now I'm ready to do that. And then the gotcha on this is that I went to church an hour later, and what was the message on? The message was actually on 1 Solomon, to where King Saul makes David king. Now that is a weird coincidence, but it's not, right? Because this is the way that prayer and meditation works for me, and the way also that I know that I'm on the right path. As I continue to making these videos, continuing to do some public speaking, to continue writing my book, Prayers, Punk Rock, and Pastry, which should be done by the end of April, okay? I mean, I've been saying that for a while now, but I'm almost done writing it, and then I just need to edit it, and it's going to be out there. So stay tuned for that, because I think that book is going to help a lot of people and change a lot of lives as well. So anyway, I've been preparing. I'm ready to beat clubs and lines and beat Goliath, whatever it takes. And I got a few stones in my back pocket that's going to help me do that. And the hand of God's favor is definitely upon me. So if you or anybody you know is going through any addiction issues, or can't quit drinking, or wants to quit smoking cigarettes, or whatever it is in your life that you're having challenges with, maybe a bad relationship, give me a call, 703-786-1539. Give me a text, shoot me a email over there at bunsandrosesbakingcompany.com. Just go on that website. You know, whatever it is I can do to help you guys. So anyway, once again, I want to thank my friend Ashley for coming down and sharing her story of hope with us today. And everybody else out there, you remember the two things I always love to say, right? First one is rock on. Second one is God bless. I'll see you guys next week. Take care.